before I get started, I just want to give a shout out to PiggyTune, even though he probably won't see this, and probably not a lot of people will see this, but just in case, shout out to PiggyTune for this whole idea of making a documentary like this, and for inspiring me to even make this and my previous video, and also for using this drumstick, which is also pretty cool. So yeah, this is an extra saying I love you to a 13-year-old. He was 17 when the screenshot was taken. Now let that sink in. Let that sink in. Let that sink in! And this right here is an extra inviting me over to a sleepover. Again, let that sink in. So how did I even meet this guy in the first place? Well, it's a long story, and this is a long video. I take it. I'm only a minute into recording this. So basically, it was from Star, from my old video, from my previous video. So this all begins with Starlight from my previous video. You know, the one that said the N-word 67 times. But it all begins with Star. Okay, that's how the whole thing begins. That's where the whole thing begins. So I used to run a competitive team. Star found an extra in a comp team server. That's the very start. Now it's on to chapter 2. See, chapter 2. Come on, editing me. Put it on there. What the? All right, now it's chapter 2. Finally, you stupid editing me. It's the scrim. So in case you don't know what a scrim is, it's basically just like a comp meet. It's like a competitive team meet. That's really it. That's all I need to know. I don't even know why I said that, but I did. Yeah, so what happened was I couldn't make it to the scrim. To be honest, I was just a lazy bum and didn't want to do the scrim. So a TTT member subbed in for me. And obviously, nobody wanted to play a scrim when a TTT member was literally subbing in for me. And guess who was there? And guess who was pissed the fuck off over a little TTT member and nobody wanted to play? This little saying I love you to a 13-year-old. So that's the basic of how I met him and the scrim. I know that was a very short chapter, but whatever. So now, where do things start to go downhill between me and an extra? So it all began because of my game, Banana Bash. You know, this glorious game, not the game I'm in, but the glorious game of Banana Bash that I made. And basically, we had a feud with the current co-owner that I fired because I thought he said the N-word. He did not. He was framed, and he's currently back to the corner, and all is well. I am not going to make another video on that, and I'm not going to comment on that anymore. But Star invited an extra to help, which I kind of lead to believe, so it's a long story, okay? I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to. So now, after all of this stuff, and an extra ended up helping us. Well, helping us. And then, all was well. He was one of the co-owners for the game, and I deeply regret that decision now. And when the game released on App Lab, he was the one that he was a moderator in like a huge server and stuff. So he got people to join through the server, saying that it was his game. It was not his game, it's my game, because I kind of have the credits. I'm not on the green screen anymore, but you can see right there, credits me, because I kind of made it. And yeah, so an extra, that was where the first of the lies came. He said that he made the game when he did not make the game. I made the game. Anyways, now on to the part you were all waiting for. Who the f*** is ringing my doorbell? So it's time for the part you've all been waiting for, the actual expose part of this video. The part where we finally expose an extra for the little bitch, tiny dick pedophile he is. So this is the part where we finally expose an extra because I've been waiting for this part and I've redone this take like 50 times. So let's just get into it. So as I showed earlier, this is an extra saying love you Pookie Duck to a quite literally a 13-year-old. Again, he was 17 at the time. And then here's another one of him saying he was 23 when he was also 17. And here's one of him inviting me over to a sleepover again while he was 17. All of these were when he was 17. And here's definitive proof of him, of somebody else who knew him, saying he was 17. And then finally, this is the best part. Well, not finally. There's more. But this is the best part. Now look between these three images. Do they look? Actually, no. These 4 images. Do they look like the same girl to you? If they do, then you might want to get your eyes checked. But they're not. And I'm blind as you can see. He claims it to be all 4 of these. And this one was actually from Google. Do you see the discrepancies? Do you see the differences? Genuinely, that's our. So now it's time for another part of this that is genuinely hilarious to me. This is hilarious. You are definitely going to laugh.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So basically, he was hosting a TikTok live about him, just casually making music, while he was posing as a 13-year-old girl. And me with my 2 little brain cells colliding like neutron stars, decided to say in the comment, in the stream chat, there's a Discord server that has exposed you for being a pedophile. And guess what he did? Guess what he did? He deleted this TikTok immediately. The exact second I said that. You can see, it took him a second to read it, and then he just, boom, dead. No more TikTok. Literally today, at the time of recording this, I went into the Wayback Machine, because his YouTube channel was deleted, and then, this is what his YouTube channel looked like. And now it looks like this. And I could prove that it's this one, because look at this. Same live streams. Can you see that? Look, those live streams, they're the exact same. So what's the theme? What's the moral? What's the conclusion? I know this video is already pretty long, but what's the conclusion? An extra's a pedophile. We all know that. We could see, all this stupid evidence right here. And again, I just want to give a shout out to PiggyTune and the DXM Discord server, who got most of the evidence. PiggyTune inspired, DXM got most of the evidence. Again, I contributed some, with the 2 screenshots I was in and all of the things about the TikTok live and the channels. So yeah. Again, don't be a pedophile. Don't talk to children. And yeah, that's it.